so proud right now. All right. So
Sine gear.
so that means that
Panic
this
gear.
that means that the final drive is engaged by a planet carrier. So that means where's the ring gear? It'll be inside of here.
This all right?
Huh?
This all right?
It's gonna be all the way in the back. Yeah, here it is right here. Now this ring gear does not move
Okay.
because we're operating the final drive.
Everything in the front up there moving.
So all of this up here is for the transmission. This is to get this different gear ratio. The final drive, which is mounted right here, is the final drive for transferring the torque and speed to the wheel,
Okay.
to the axle, CV axle. So when this end installed here, the right side CV axle slides in and attached to here. This is a side gear. Right? All side gears have to attach to the axle. So this is the right side. The inside or left side axle slides onto here.
Oh, this would be an intermediate. Whatever.
Well, this is this space between here and here.
Yeah.
That's the ring gear. We got a planet carrier, right?
This what turn right here.
Yeah. So this is the axle. This is the intermediate, basically, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm about to say, yeah.
inside the transmission. So we don't see this.
Uh-huh.
All you see is this sticking out, because on this side, the CV axle is a female. So it slides on. But on this side, it's a male. So it slides in.
Oh, that's why they call it a trans.
And on that note, and on that note, folks, we'll go to commercial.
Okay. That was a good one. That was a good one.
It definitely.
So what are these now? Snap rings.
What are
they?
these?
Needle nose.
What are these?
Those are needle nose. Y'all see the difference? They do different things.
Are they needle nose
You
or
don't grab
syringe?
snap ring pliers to do needle nose job.
Right.
But for some reason,
You keep seeing them, huh?
students
We brought up a
been going grabbing these out of there. You don't need this only when you're using him to take off a snap ring.
Hey, snapper.
Okay. And these some walk away. Anyway. So, needle nose are good, but they make different types of needle nose. They have needle nose that have bent.
Yep.
They can needle nose at angles, 90-degree angle, 45-degree angle. You got needle nose that are straight, needle nose they are long.
Yep.
Those so you can get in tight areas and reach deep pockets. Or reach deep inside and grab something. Alright. You're gonna buy varieties of needle noses. They got very small ones, big ones. And snap ring pliers too, because we use snap ring pliers not just to hold the small parts in the transmission, they also in suspension. Hub bearings are held in place by snap rings. So these little bitty snap rings might not work. So they make big sets for those types of jobs. And it gives you more leverage because they're gonna be tight a lot of times because they suspension. Suspension has to be tight so it can support the vehicle and the drivability of it. So here we have, what are these?
Sensors. Valve sensors.
No. What are these?
The control center?
They control But, right, solenoids.
Solenoid.
These are solenoids. What do solenoids do? Bless you.
It's like energy.
Yeah, because they're electronic devices.
Yeah.
But solenoids only do one thing. They turn on
And turn off.
and turn off. That's all they do. They turn on, turn off. So when they get a signal from the computer, they turn on. So they will move the valve.
So if it's a bad solenoid, you got to replace it for the most part. Or it's-
Well, it's an electrical device. So electrical devices, just like a light bulb, does what?
Go out.
It
So
burn
you
out.
got to take it, the whole thing out and do all that. Oh man, that's a lot of work. Let's do it. That's good money for us though. I got you.
But that's how
They
you,
gonna have to
that's
pay.
how you
They
get
gonna have to
paid.
pay.
I mean, if it takes 5 hours, you charge 5 hours.
Yeah.
If it takes an hour, you charge an hour.
Flat rate.
Or you give them a flat rate price. Make sure that it covers the flat rate labor. You don't want to underbid yourself. So to take a solenoid out is real simple. They have lock clips on most of them. Grab the clip, pull it out.
Wow.
Just that simple. So here is the solenoid. You can see the copper winding going around the steel coil. So when voltage is applied and ground, now the solenoid is becoming an electrical charge, which it magnetizes. When it magnetizes, this is metal, so the rod, it will pull it. Anybody got a magnet?
Not this time.
You say, anybody have a magnet?
Yeah.
Oh man, I just, I left it in my back pocket.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got that.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh Lord. I don't tell nobody else.
Shoot, put it back in real quick. We'll see about reattaching. Because this assembling is easy. The assembling part is the part we need to really master.
Bam.
Put all this shit back together.
And just
Okay.
like that, it went in on it like a paper clip.
Like a paper clip. All right.
Let me pull it out. Let me pull it out one more time for the folks in the back, man. All right, that's what I said. Take the motherfucker off.
Yeah, it's coming. All right, there you go.
For the camera, for the good view.
Okay. Maybe see if this is strong enough.
The force is not with you, sir.
It's not.
I'm trying to take off. That's another clip.
I'll let you get some action.
It's not even metal.
Oh, so you gotta use the other magnet. Is it aluminum?
What y'all just taking out solenoids now?
Yes.
Why?
Cause you said take it apart.
I don't admit all of that. I want y'all to get understanding of what the parts are and what they do.
I mean,
You
we're
didn't
practicing.
clarify all that.
Uh,
You didn't clarify all that. What
disassembling
he
and
say? What y'all
reassembling.
standing here for? Y'all supposed to be taking it apart.
cool.
Well, yeah, we start taking parts so we can learn what they do and how they work.
Also, like,
I ain't even gonna lie.
Slowly. Because see, that's what happens when you go into demolition mode, you just tearing it apart.
You definitely
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
That's
And
exactly what we
you're
did.
not learning what it do or why is it made that way or what it is. you're in demolition.
In a weird way, we thought you were going to come back and
your
explain
system. How is your system?
I ain't gonna lie. At first, I thought it was a race between the other.
I really.
There's no race.
Oh no.
We got different transmissions, so they are made differently.
I just heard I had a job, and I was like, I take it apart.
He's been a mechanic, sir. He wasn't been a technician.
Yes, I know. Demolition, strictly demolition. Let's take it apart. Put it back together. Oh well, you know.
So what is that?
Hey, get what though? I did the smartest thing I could do.
What's that?
Kept all the both together.
Are they all the same size?
Of course not.
So how you know which one goes where?
That we'll find out.
So there's a way we could have marked them.
See what happened was
What had happened?
we were walking down the dark road.
There is ways to do so that you make, when you're dealing with transmission, it's a lot of components. And some look very similar.
They definitely do. Like all of those.
Boats are short and long. So they have to go back to their original spot so you don't do no damage. And you put the right boats where they're supposed to be. So when you're dealing with transmissions, you have to be cautious. You have to take your time. Transmission, the only ones that does this is ones that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years. So they know all the different transmission and what goes where because they've been doing it for so long. Repetition. When you are new, you don't have no repetition. You're creating. So you have to take your time. You have to see. And you got to educate yourself on what it's doing, why it's made that way. This is the first time I've seen this, but I know that this being next to the input shaft, that means you got to drive something. So what would possibly be in the transmission that need to be driven way back here?
Oil pump.
The pump.
Right.
That's why it's a separate unit.
Oil pump.
So inside in here, now this separate so we can get to the gear, but we ain't going that far.
Oh yeah,
Not yet.
we ain't finna deep dive like that.
Because it looked like this piece here, this comes off.
Are we gonna have to
So you got to study your parts so you know what comes apart. But that looked like some sealing.
You said this one was the Dodge?
So this doesn't come apart. See, just what we studying. What come apart and what does not.
Oh, they rolled it up.
Now this come apart.
Oh, the cheeky buggers.
So this is the transaxle that's in my rendezvous. This is one that's in up to the old 5 Monte Carlos, the Impalas. Same transaction. Now when they changed the engine, but this was 3.4 to 3.8, but then they went to 3.4 and 3.6s, and then the 3.6s is dual overhead. So it may not, it's got a different transaction in those. All right? So we learned a little bit about tubes
And valve body.
valve body. And
That drives the oil pump.
this drives the oil pump. So this is the oil pump.
So that is the pumped oil.
All right? Everybody know what this is over here?
The shifter thing.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
So this is called the manual valve shift.
Manual valve shift.
Because what am I doing?
You're manually shifting
I'm manually
valves.
shifting. So when you are shifting on the column or the floor, this is what you are doing. You are manually shifting this valve so it goes from park to neutral to reverse drive
And all the other places.
and all them other places. All right. So this right here,
Excuse me, I'm
this
sorry.
piece. Y'all remember what that's called?
What?
The who?
Who?
The
What you pointing
rooster,
at?
the rooster,
Oh, rooster gear.
the rooster cone,
The rooster crow.
the rooster cone.
The rooster cone.
C-O-M-B.
Oh, C-O what?
Now you know I don't know what one of them is. Now you know I don't know what that is.
Well, if you listen to the PowerPoint when we went over it, I made sure I stayed on that at least 2.
I'm talking about the cone part.
You don't use the cone? No.
Can you tell? Can you tell?
like comb teeth.
All right. So yeah, so it's basically because it's made with the little spikes, supposed to represent like brushing.
Yeah.
All right. So it is made this way so you can feel when
Where
you're
you in
going.
gear.
This is what you're feeling when you feel it.
Kick.
So when you go too fast, you don't know what gear you're in.
Right.
So you take your time and you can count. If yours don't work, your gauge don't work, the digital one, because they do go out, you can feel it. If you were shifting transmission manually from underneath, because you disconnect the cable, you can now shift the transmission.
Called a rooster cone.
Rooster cone. All right. So that is that so that you can feel it as you shift gears.
And they got a spring on.
Now, another thing on here, I don't think you can see it. Need a light. And I got a light. I'm pull out the flashlight.
You know you're gonna pull out the cell phone flashlight.
I don't think we can see it. Yeah, like right here. Gotta get that snap on light.
All right.
Yeah, I have to go to my vehicle and get it.
All right. So the rooster cone also puts a level, which is disconnected here, where it engages the parking part.
Oh my bad,
See
bro.
that? Y'all remember reading that in your chapter?
You said the who?
Parking park.
Parking Paul.
Yeah. Parking park.
P-A-W.
Yeah.
Oh.
Y'all haven't read that yet. Okay. So what is a parking park?
I guess
Oh,
The park
it's
for
a dog
parking?
at a- Listen to the name.
it's a par for parking.
Right. So you see these gears right here?
Yeah.
That's a gear. See, it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Two-way.
So the parking part is a gear that's made like a little park that it slides in this groove.
Ah.
So
Like
when
it.
you go to park, now the park is now pushing to here. And then what that happens?
It locks the wheel.
That locks the transmission from moving. And it's just a little millimeters of play so it can move a little bit. So that's
That be
when
when
you
you
feel
move.
you move.
That's where the
that
parking
is.
brake. Yeah, that's when you're supposed to put the parking brake in.
Yeah. That's why you need to put the parking brake on, so that the weight
don't
of the
add-
vehicle
yeah, don't be stuck on
be on that park. That way, because
Learn.
when it's on the park and you on a hill, now you got the weight of the car on this one gear right here.
That's why sometimes it be hard to pull it.
Yeah, that's when you got, and that's when you that noise is now it popped out.
Ooh.
But thing
Make it
is, what
sound
you
real
don't know
bad.
is when you
Like you
keep
be
having to
messing your
do that,
trans- yo.
you putting stress on your cable,
Now, how many of y'all mama know goddamn she be pulling up like
and
that?
then eventually that cable one day just going to break.
Then what happened? Yeah, places.
Then how you gonna change your gears?
Oh, manually, like you said, when the cable, when you don't got the cable.
Exactly. You're gonna have to climb underneath the car or pop the hood, and you can shift it manually until you get the cable fixed.
Sound like you ain't going nowhere.
Well, if you know what you know, a cable ain't gonna stop you. You just have to get some help. You need somebody to hold. Because if you just need to drive, I had a lady, actually, my son, he's a manager at McDonald's. And one of his co-workers' mom called, the cable broke right at the front of the stove.
Good Lord.
So he called me.
Like I said, I'm gonna call mama
And
put
I'm
up with the
like,
goddamn
okay.
throw it in gear and just get
I
out.
was just finishing up class, so I shot over there to see. And what she told me what happened, I already pictured, I think that's what happened. She said, he don't go in no gear, he ain't doing nothing. All right, so what normal would cause that when you drove somewhere and you stop? The cable. So do I have a cable here? I think I do, maybe if they can pull it. Anyway, so the cable has a plastic clip that locks on here. It locks on here at the transmission, and the other end shift to the shifter.
I saw one before.